So shortly before 1 p.m. today, our 911 center got calls of a shooting incident here at Coronado Mall. The initial reports came in that it was near or at the Fuddruckers restaurant here on the east side of the mall. Officers got on scene pretty quickly. They got a good description of the offender. They were able to chase him during a foot chase. He actually came outside of this and he came to this bus stop right here behind everyone. And then he ran across this way, across Louisiana Boulevard, behind these buildings, and that's where officers encountered him. They were able to safely take him into custody. They did see him throw a gun under a car, so they were able to recover the gun as well. Through the initial investigation, we understand that he was initially inside the Fuddruckers, asleep, and we have identified the suspect as a 17-year-old male juvenile. He was asleep. Security at the mall was contacted. They went and woke him up, tried to get him into custody or figure out what he was doing. He came outside and got some sort of argument with the security officer. At that point, he came out a little distance away from the mall, turned around and fired off at least 3 rounds. One of the rounds struck the security guard in the calf. And if you'll see once the scene clears, there are a couple of bullet impacts to the restaurant on the outside. That security guard was transported to the hospital. My understanding is he suffered non-life-threatening injuries and is verbal and conscious and breathing, and they're doing x-rays and that sort of thing right now. So fortunately, he wasn't seriously injured, and fortunately, we have the suspect in custody. So that's where we stand right now. Our gun violence reduction unit, detectives are on scene. They're gathering surveillance video, talking to witnesses, headed to the hospital to talk to the victim, get his side of the story, and we'll proceed from there. But I think as they move further, I'm sure I know that they did reach out to juvenile probation and parole about the juvenile, and we'll have to figure out what we're going to do in terms of detention for him.
Was he on probation?
I don't know. I don't know. They were just calling the on-call PRO.
The math is the 4th shooting in a little over a year. Is they taking this into consideration to see if they're going to ramp up more security presence at the mall?
Yeah, I was doing the math too. I think I've been to 6 different shootings probably in the last few years here at the mall, outside the mall. And you know, the one thing in common, I think, with every one of them except maybe one is kids with a gun. The first one, kid with the gun, kid with the gun, kid with the gun, kid with the gun. And now we have that again, a 17-year-old with the gun inside the mall, asleep, and security was trying to get him off the property, and he fired shots at him. So it's very concerning. I talked to Chief Medina a little while. He was going to reach out to the district attorney. Obviously, the chief, the sheriff, the district attorney have all been talking about this issue over and over and over again, and that's juveniles with guns. We're seeing way too much of it. We're actually going to have the town hall with the governor on Monday night. I think Chief's definitely going to bring that up as an issue, these kids with guns. We have to do something about it, but it's very concerning. We talked in the past about, we're still exploring whether we could get shot spotter system inside the mall. We are definitely cooking up this uptown area with shot spotter, so not that it would have helped necessarily here, it would have just captured the gunshots, which everyone witnessed. But it's still another tool that we use everywhere around town that we can. But you know, the bottom line, and it's a good thing we recovered the gun, so we'll definitely do a ballistics testing on it and see if it's been used in any other shootings. Yeah.
How critical was it that the mall dispatch and APD communicated not to scare people that it was an active shooter event?
Well, I unfortunately, we're getting used to some of these calls, and it's just a matter of determining whether it's an active shooter or not. Our officers get on scene very quickly. They're able to determine that there is not an active shooter. So we get that message out as quickly as we can. But yeah, it's something we have to deal with as well, and make sure we're not panicking people, but make sure people are safe and people inside the mall.
Sorry, you might have mentioned, the suspect arrested without incident.
I don't know the circumstances. They did track him down, and I didn't hear of any kind of incident around it. What's that? No, I don't. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Once I get his name and once he's booked, we'll release that information. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure.